Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock. We're on the free-to-play channel, or account, rather. So, kind of bad news. Uh, I have been working very hard trying to get a team working for Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. Trying to get a 3-key, and I've got Godseeker and Neri built and leveled and mastered. I've even got her in a toxic set to try and get a little bit of extra damage. And it's not really coming together. I even built Ursula super fast and tanky and got her crit rate and crit damage capped. Well, sorry, crit rate capped. To try and squeeze a tiny little bit of extra damage out just to get me over that hurdle. And I recorded an episode that's never going to come out where I used this team. Now let me kind of explain, because I'm for you guys this is new information. For me, I'm in the middle of this disaster, this fiasco. So I tried several different versions of this team. Now they all revolve around Rathalos and Geomancer working together. I do think I need to speed up my Geomancer quite a bit, and that's probably a big part of it. So perhaps that will be an important step moving forward, is getting more speed out of him. Because he doesn't need that much accuracy for Clan Boss, and I have a full accuracy banner. I'm actually just going to go ahead and 16 this right now and put it on him. There we go. There's some extra speed right there. 10 more speed right out the gate, along with more accuracy. So that's going to help quite a bit. I think if I can increase his speed... You can get speed on... No, okay. I think if I can increase his speed, that will help, because I can keep his buff up, because right now his buff is falling off. So hopefully that'll make a difference, but he needs to be a lot faster than that. 172 is not going to cut it. What's Rathalos? I think Rathalos is pretty fast. Yeah, 188. So you'll see he's even faster than my Geomancer. And we don't really want that. We want Geomancer to be going before Rathalos if possible. So I need to get a little bit more speed. I could probably find some combination of a set to replace these, because we've got a speed set here. And I like the huge amount of accuracy that we're getting off of this mythical weapon. So hopefully I can find some kind of combination. I would lose a lot of accuracy. Maybe? No, I don't think I have a Killstroke chest. All right. Anyways, the team that I did a lot of testing. I tried different iterations where I used Venomage. The consistency has always been Rathalos, Godseeker, Geomancer, and Taragi. Godseeker extends Taragi's ally protection, and Rathalos and Geomancer work great in combination to put out a ton of damage. So that's where I'm kind of working at. That's kind of what I'm doing. I brought Ursula in, and I had good success with this, but I brought Ursula in because she's Void Affinity, so she will always land her decrease attack. And she's bringing increase attack, which is getting me more damage out of my Rathalos. I did a test run and it looked pretty good. And then when I did the recording, it could have been bad RNG, but it failed at only 15 million. Oh, the other thing she brings is increased defense and strengthen. So that's helping us stay alive even longer to give us the time for those ally protects to keep going, right? And then, so we always have the decrease attack. We have the increase attack for our Rathalos. And then we have extra survivability out of the increased defense and strength. And also, Godseeker is defense-based for her damage. So getting the increased defense also improves her damage as well. I had really high hopes for this team. I did a test run before reworking Ursula to where she would do more damage, and now the team is failing. Now, I don't expect her to do a ton of damage, but she does have War Master, and she does have a 100% crit rate. What I might want to consider doing is getting more crit damage on Godseeker and switching over here to a toxic set if because Ursula's base stats are so poor that she's never going to really be able to do any damage. I was just trying to squeeze out a little bit of extra damage. And this is a strategy that I've used plenty of times in the past. I've got my champions in my unkillable team on my main account. A lot of them use crit rate gauntlets to get a little bit of extra damage, right? That's kind of what I was hoping to do here. And it was unsuccessful, but we got to talk it through, let you guys know kind of what happened and the fact that the team didn't perform the way I wanted to. And again, I did try other combinations. I tried combinations with Venom Mage in there. I've tried combinations with Skull Crusher in there, but please understand one thing, guys, that I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to do Void Affinity every time I do a run. Right now, because of the time zones of my clan, Nightmare is dead before I wake up in the morning. Dead. Like, not 50%. Nightmare is on 0 when I wake up in the morning. Ultra Nightmare, I might be able to get some Void in and hopefully have success there, but I can't even test my team on Void because my clan is constantly progressing so deep into these dungeons or these clan bosses. So it's really difficult for me to kind of refine and practice this team. One idea I've also had, and this was a reminder right here, is trying to utilize Morag as a better as an alternative to Ursula, because Morag brings an ally attack, which will help, and also strengthen, and she hits really hard too. She's also defense based, which is going to help her survive better, and she has a counterattack mechanic as well. Her base stats.
Teddy, no.
Her base stats are pretty decent as well. You'll see she's got a pretty decent amount of starting defense. Only 99 speed, but I do think I could probably work her in. So she's got counterattack when hit under a strengthen buff. She has teams up with 2 allies. An AoE that gives strengthen to the whole team. And then a 2x hitter that ignored shields. So that's one avenue I've thought about going. What reminded me there is you'll see one of my clan members actually has a killable team that utilizes her right here. Now, of course, they have Tomb Lord, which is a bit, man, Tomb Lord's awesome, and a Harima. So they've got a lot going for them in this team here, but as well as higher blessings than what I currently have. But that is a team that I'm considering using, or maybe swapping her in. I don't think I have a particularly good blessing for Morag, if I have any at all. And I do not have a blessing for Morag. Would love to get a Seeker. Seeker would change my whole game. But don't have one of those yet. So, yeah, it's kind of just coming down to what I do and don't have. But I do want to point out that the new Fusion champion that's coming up that I hope to be able to go after, we get to choose the abilities, as you may know. He's going to be, if we choose these abilities, one of them is buff extension, which is what we have Godseeker for, so he could come in place of Godseeker. And one of the mechanics I saw that he had was poison based. Hell, Hades did a video on it. I kind of forgot. Oh no, shield extension. Now I don't know if those abilities were exclusive to one another, but he had a mechanic that would extend shields. Well, he would buff extend and increase the size of shields, which means I could kind of potentially go back to my plan of using Ultimate Death Knight. So, and Ultimate Death Knight gives me a little bit more affinity friendliness and a really big shield and a defensive aura to really reduce the damage coming in. Right now, I don't have a great aura. I'm just using Geomancer's aura for HP in all battles. So if I could get Ultimate Death Knight in there, and it's entirely possible that maybe I just use Ultimate Death Knight instead of Ursula. If all I'm bringing her in for is decrease attack and survivability, he does the same thing in the form of shields. So it's definitely something I could try. And a better aura. What's his speed right now? 208? Alright, I'm going to waste some gems here, guys. Let's try this out. It's not a huge waste because I am going to get... This is going to complete Ultra Nightmare for me. But let's try this. Let's see. Let's take out... Well, let's do it here in the teams. You'll see this is new test clan boss. Let's take out Ursula and Geomancer. Let's start with UDK and then put in Geomancer. And I want to make sure that Ultimate Death Knight is using his shield and then his decrease attack. And Geomancer needs to use Quicksand Grasp at all times. Taragi doesn't need to use his A2. That's right. And we're opening with Blade of Blessings just because of the speed for Godseeker. And then we go to Quest for Meaning here. Okay. I'm curious how well this will do. Because he's going to hit a lot harder. And the defensive aura is really going to help. I'm curious that maybe, and the affinity, it's going to help with affinity in the long run. If their spirit affinity, Taragi will land. If their force affinity, Ultimate Death Knight will land to decrease attack. And if their magic affinity, then they will both be able to land. So that does help with affinity a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Now, Taragi's going to be taking the stun, but let's see. Maybe, because now I would build UDK for more damage than what he's currently built for if I'm going to go with this team. But I'm curious to see if this will be enough. And you'll see that buff extension on that shield as well. Oh, yeah. Sometimes he'll take the stun, won't he? Yeah, he's got a 50% chance that he's going to take the stun. But that's actually pretty good if UDK takes the stun. I'm okay with that. Now, I will consider... Again, this is just random off the cuff. And, you know, just talking it out with you guys that I decided to do this. I would probably put him in... Is his decrease attack not even landing? Does he not have enough accuracy? Okay, well, Taragi's landed, so that's fine. Yeah, he's getting resisted. Let's just see what it does even without decrease attack landing. Let's just see how this goes. Because he's not finished being built. I would build him stronger, give him more accuracy, obviously. He's kind of just got a bunch of average gear on him because he doesn't get used that much. But I really think the aura helps a ton, especially with it boosted. I might consider putting Brimstone on him, since I can't put that on Rathalos, but I could put it on Ultimate Death Knight. Because Ultimate Death Knight will have accuracy to land his debuff, therefore he could land Brimstone, which will increase our damage output. Definitely not looking good, though. I think we're going to fail here. Yep. So there that goes. And it just comes down to the decrease attack not being on. That's really what it comes down to. Oh, she revived herself. Who's she going to bring back? Yeah, not enough. But that did get me enough for Ultra Nightmare. So I can't be too upset. That should get me, what does it get me? 78. Yep, needed 70. So we're good there. It's a 5 key, whatever. And then I did some testing on Nightmare as well, I think. Did I use a key on Nightmare? Yeah, I used 2 keys on Nightmare earlier. So I did spend quite a few gems today. A lot of times I got surprised when the team failed. That was kind of the thing that caused me to waste a few gems today and experiment with these teams. But I'm going to keep working at it, and we're going to get this figured out. It's not easy. That's the whole point. If it was easy, then I would have I would just plug and play, right? So I've looked for team suggestions and different things. I am intrigued by... Yeah, he has no accuracy. I bet you he has an accuracy banner. Okay. Do I have a higher? Nope. In fact, I should sell that. So the only accuracy banner I have for Undead Hordes is on him. Yeah. But it's only level 12, so I could up the level on that and then maybe get some perception gear in here instead of this resilience gear. So I've got some work to do. I can get him reworked. We'll get that decreased attack landing. I'm going to get him crit capped as well, which should help. I mean, because he's got a ton of defense. So I should be able to rebuild him and get some real power out of him. We'll see. I've got some ideas floating around of what I'm going to do, so we're going to get to work and put those into practice. I'm going to call that a video, though. I know it's not exactly a full video. It's kind of a, just that I failed. I'm going to keep working at it. I'm going to not change Ursula's build. I'm going to try her again tomorrow and see if maybe it was just a fluke. If I can get a consistent 17, 18 million damage, then a 15 million maybe won't be, that every once in a while on a bad affinity maybe won't be so bad. So I've got some testing still to do, but I wanted to keep you guys posted on what I was doing and how I was going about it. But that is the goal. The goal is to complete Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. And this new champion, the Fusion, really might be the key. I truly believe that. So we just gotta plan for it. I'm gonna keep prepping. We've got some time before that fusion. We're still finishing up the current fragment summon. So I've got some time before that fusion comes out to keep prepping. So we'll be saving shards. I probably should have saved the sacred that I spent here. But we're gonna save up some shards. We're gonna save up resources. And although I spent some gems. But yeah, that's the plan. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next video.